This is the foundation paper 3 calculator paper from 2020. So sat in November 2020, but originally it was supposed to take place in June 2020. Question 1. Change 300 centimeters into meters. So in each meter there are 100 centimeters. So we divide by 100. 300 divided by 100. We can use a calculator, but 300 is going to 300. So the answer is 3 meters. Question 2. Work out 1/3 of 24. So when you have of, you can write times on the calculator. So we want 1/3 times 24. So I'll use the calculator. 1/3 times 24 is 8. So that's the same as 24 divided by 3. To find a third, you can divide by 3. Question 3, write 40% as a fraction. Percent means per 100. So 40% is a percentage, is a fraction out of 100. So we can write 40 hundredths, and that's absolutely fine for your answer. You don't have to simplify it. It doesn't say in the simplest form. If you use the calculator, it will simplify it for you. And you can just write 40% into the calculator. So 40, and then the percentage button. So shift, and then A and S, percentages down here. So 40%, press equals, and we get 2/5. And that is 40 over 100 simplified. So 40 over 100 or 2/5 or any other equivalent fraction would be okay for this question. Question 4, work out 2.5 squared. So just type it in the calculator, 2.5 squared. We've got 25 over 4 or 6.25. And question 5, write the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. So the smallest number is the biggest negative number. So that's -6. Then we've got -4 and -3. There's no more negative zeros, negative numbers. So the next number is 0, then 1, then 2, then 7. Question 6. The graph shows some information about car production in the UK over 8 years. So here's car production in millions, and here's some years, labeled 1 to 8. For how many of these years was car production more than 1.4 million? So 1.4 million is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Each bar is a different year, so 5 years. In which 2 years was car production the same? So which 2 bars are the same height? That's 5 and 6. Bar 5 and bar 6 are the same height. So year 5 and year 6 have the same car production. Question 7. What fraction of the shape is shaded? Give your answer in its simplest form. So we're writing a fraction here. We need to know how many squares are shaded. So how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 shaded out of how many in total? Well, there's 12 there, and there's another 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 16 blocks in total. 4 along the bottom, 4 up, 4 fours are 16. Give your answer in its simplest form. So 12/16 is 3/4. Without a calculator, they're both in the 4 times table, so you divide top and bottom by 4. Or you could half them and half them again. 3/4. Karim buys 200 tiles. The tiles are sold in boxes. There are 25 tiles in each box. Each box of tiles costs £9.75. Work out the total cost of the boxes of tiles Karim buys. So 200 tiles, and there are 25 in each box. So how many 25s do we need to make 200? How many 25s do we need to make 200? That's 8. So there must be 8 boxes of tiles. 8 boxes of tiles with 25 tiles in each make 200 tiles. Each box costs £9.75. So 8 lots of £9.75 is 78. So there's our answer, £78. Question 9. Work out the value of 300 divided by 2 times 5. We're just going to type this into the calculator. We can type it in exactly how it looks. 300 on top, 2 times 5 on the bottom, and we get 30. And again, for part B, we can just type this in the calculator exactly how it looks. We don't need to do any working out before. So just 6 minus 2.5, close bracket, open bracket, 8 plus 4, press equals, and we get 42. Part C, write down the reciprocal of 20. Reciprocal means 1 over, 1 divided by. So 1 over 20, well, it's just 1 over 20. Question 10. The graph shows information about the time in minutes a liquid has been cooling and the temperature of the liquid in degrees Celsius. So we've got, it starts at 100 and the temperature goes down as the time goes up. What is the temperature of the liquid at time 2 minutes? So we start at 2 minutes. We go up to the line and then along, and we get 80 degrees. So 80 is our answer. Pam recorded the time when the liquid had a temperature of 50 degrees. Write down this time. So 50 degrees. So 50 degrees along and down. So it's coming just before 8 minutes, but 8 minutes, I think, is our answer. 8 minutes. Pam says that the temperature of the liquid drops more in the first 3 minutes than it does between 9 and 12 minutes. Is Pam correct? So does it drop more in the first 3 minutes than between 9 and 12? Well, yes, it does. So in the first 3 minutes, it goes from 100 down to 73. And then between 9 and 12, it drops from 47 to 40. So yes, the graph goes down from 100 to 73. (27 degrees) in the first 3 minutes, and only goes from 47 to 40, which which is 7, between 9 and 12 minutes. So 27 is bigger than 7. Question 11. PQRS is a quadrilateral. PST is a straight line. And we're going to find the value of y. So find this angle here. So angles in a quadrilateral, angles in a four-sided shape, add up to 360 degrees. So we can work out this angle here by doing 360, take away these angles. So 360, take away 130, take away 95, and take away 65 will give us this red angle here. 360, take away 130, take away 95, take away 65 is 70 degrees. So this angle here is 70 degrees. And y and 70 are on a straight line. So 180 take away 70 is 110. And that is our missing angle. Question 12. Here are the first 5 terms of a number sequence. Write down the next 2 terms. So it's going down each time by 5. Each term is 5 less than the one before it. So the next one will be 20. It's 5 less than 25. And then 5 less than 20 is 15. A term of this sequence is negative 5. Which term? So that's term 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Term 6 and 7. So term 8 is 10. Term 9 is 5. Term 10 is 0. And term 11 is negative 5. So it's the 11th term of the sequence. The nth term of a different sequence is given by the expression 4n plus 3. Find the 9th term. So for the 9th term, we change n into 9. So we substitute 9 in for n. So it's 4 times 9 plus 3. 4 times 9 plus 3 in the calculator gives us 39. Question 13. Work out the perimeter of this shape. So the perimeter of a shape is the length the whole way around the edge added together. So all the lengths around the edge added together. So we know most of them. There's a few missing lengths here that we can work out. The whole length along the bottom is 10. This part is 4. So this missing part here, this red line I'm drawing here, must be 10 minus 4. So 4 on this red line must be the same as 10. So 10 take away 4 is 6. And for this green line here, so the whole way down the side on the left is 7. So we've got 5 and this green line. So 5 plus the green line equals 7. What do we have to add on to 5 to get 7? That's 2 more centimeters. So now we've got every length around the edge of the shape. We can add them together. So let's do 7 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 2 plus 10. 7 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 2 plus 10 is 34 centimeters. We could have also said that if we didn't, without working out this 6 and 2, the length along the bottom is 10. So these two blue lengths together must also be 10. And the length on the left is 7. so it must be the same on the right. So we could have just done 10 plus 7 plus 10 plus 7. So these two together are 10. These two together are 7. So we've got 2 lots of 7 and 2 lots of 10. We would have got 34 with that method as well. Question 14, simplify. So we're collecting the like terms. So we add x's to x's and we add y's to y's. So we've got 3x and plus 2x. We're always taking the sign from in front of the term. We've got plus 5y and take away 4y. So for the x's, we've got 3x and 2x. That makes 5x. And for the y's, we've got 5y, take away 4y. 5 take away 4 is 1. So we've got plus 1y. We don't need to write the 1. When you've got 1, you can just write y. If you've got 1x, you can just write x. Part B, solve. 5p plus 7 equals 22. So we're solving, that means we're finding out what p is. What number is p to make this true? And we can take 7 away from both sides. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other side of the equation to make it still work. So to the left side of the equal sign, take away 7, and to the right side of the equal sign, take away 7 as well. So 5p plus 7 take away 7 is just 5p. We get rid of the plus 7, that's why we took away 7. And 22 take away 7, you can use the calculator. It's 15. So 5 times p, 5p means 5 times p, equals 15. 5 times what is 15? Well, 5 times 3 is 15. You can also think of that as dividing both sides by 5. So 5p over 5 is p, and 15 over 5 is 3. Question 15. Here are the costs of the same type of batteries in 2 shops. So shop A, a pack of 4 batteries is £1.60. In shop B, a pack of 6 batteries is £2.70. Harry needs to buy at least 30 batteries. He assumes that he has to buy them in whole packs. He wants to buy the batteries as cheaply as possible from the same shop. Which shop should he buy the batteries from? Shop A or shop B? So he wants 30 batteries. So for shop A, there's 4 in a pack. So how many packs? If we do 30 over 4, we get 7.5. So we need 7.5 packs. He can't buy 7.5 packs, or he's assuming he can't. So he's going to have to buy 8 packs to get the batteries he needs. He needs 7.5 packs, but he can't buy half a pack, so he's going to buy 8 packs. And it's £1.60 each, so 8 times £1.60 is £12.80. 12.8, £12.80. So that's shop A. In shop B, he wants 30 batteries again. So 6 in a pack. How many packs? 30 over 6 is 5. So he needs exactly 5 packs from shop B. So 5 packs, £2.70 per pack. So 5 times £2.70 is 13.5, or £13.50. So which shop should he buy them from? Well, the cheaper shop, shop A. So he should buy them from shop A. Harry's assumption is wrong. He can buy single batteries for 40p each in shop A and 45p each in shop B, does this affect which of the two shops Harry should buy the batteries from? Give a reason for your answer. So shop A was already cheaper. So he's already buying them from shop A. So if he only had to buy 7 packs and then 2 extra batteries, it's still going to be cheaper because he's bought 8 whole packs and it's cheaper. So it doesn't matter if you can buy individual batteries because it's only going to change the price of shop A, and shop A is already cheaper. So does this affect the answer? No. Shop A will still be cheaper. And actually it'd be even less, the difference would be even more. So if he only had to buy 7 packs, he would have saved £1.60 and then bought 2 extra batteries, half a pack, 80p extra. Shop A will still be cheaper. It will now be even cheaper than before. Question 16. There are only 5 blue cards, 2 green cards, and 4 red cards in a pack. Isabella is going to take at random 1 card from the pack. Write down the probability that Isabella will take a blue card. So how many blue cards do we have? We've got 5 blue. Out of how many cards in total? 5 plus 2 plus 4. That's 11. So 11 cards in total. So 5 out of 11 are blue. So the probability of getting a blue card is 5/11. Ken is going to throw a bias dice once. The probability that it will land on 6 is 0.3. What's the probability it will not land on 6? So probabilities, I have to add up to a whole, 1 whole. So 1 take away 0.3 is 7/10 or 0.7. So the probability of everything that can happen has to add up to a whole, and it's either going to land on 6 or it's not going to land on 6. So those two have to make a whole. Question 17. Draw accurately an isosceles triangle with sides of length 8 centimeters, 6 centimeters, and 6 centimeters. One side of the triangle has been drawn for you. So we have an 8 centimeter line drawn already. So we need to draw the 2 6 centimeter lines. To do that, we're going to use a ruler and a compass. So we need to get 6 centimeters. So we're going to measure it with a ruler out to 6 centimeters. So measure 6 centimeters. So put the point on the 0 and pull it out to 6 centimeters. And then we're going to take our compass and place the point on the end of this 8 centimeter line. Now we draw around from the 8 centimeter line to this. Every point on this red line is 6 centimeters away from this point, away from this corner. And then we'll turn it around, go to the other corner, again put the point on the corner of the triangle and draw around. And again, all of these points on this arc, on this line I'm drawing, are 6 centimeters away from the corner. So this point where they intersect is 6 centimeters from this corner and 6 centimeters from this corner. That's what we wanted. So we join it up down to the other corners And there we have our triangle. Question 18. This graph can be used to change between US dollars and British pounds. So we've got a conversion graph. Rosie bought a ring in the USA. She paid $345 US. Work out in pounds how much she paid. So we need to change $345 into pounds. So we don't have $345 on this graph. So we're going to have to use a different measurement and scale it up. If we use 30, it looks to be exactly 23 pounds. So it looks like $30 are 23 pounds. So $30 seem to be 23 pounds. So how can we get $345? So if we times this by 10 each, so I can say $300 is going to be 230 pounds. So 10 times as much. Then we can either get 45 pounds off the graph and add it on, or do add on 30 and then add on half of 30 for the other 15. I'll get the 45. So get the 45 off the graph. So 45 off the graph seems to be, so 45 comes out at 34 pounds. So we'll say that's 34 pounds. $45 is 34 pounds. So add these two together. So that gives us $345 is 264 pounds. That's why you should use a calculator. 264 pounds. So there is our answer. You might get a slightly different answer if you use a slightly different method. So if we had done 50 and 45 and done 50 times 6 to get the 300, we might have got a slightly different answer here. There'll be a range of acceptable answers that you can have, but as long as you've used the graph and found $345 some way, as long as you haven't made a mistake, you should be okay. Question 19. Here are the types of sandwiches sold in a cafe last week. So we've got tuna, cheese, chicken and egg. 56 tuna sandwiches were sold. This was 40% of the total. Work out the total number of sandwiches. So 40% of the total is 56. So if we divide by 4, we'll find 10%. So divide 56 by 4 is 14. And then times both sides by 10, that's 140. Of the 56 tuna sandwiches sold, 18 were sold on Friday. Write 18 as a percentage of 56. Give your answer correct to the nearest whole number. So 18 out of 56, to write it as a percentage, times by 100. So it's 18 56 times 100. So the nearest whole number, so it's 32.1. 1 isn't 5 or above, so it stays at 32. So that's 32%. Question 20. Akhtar, Ben and Carl each have some money. Akhtar has £65. Ben has £100. Carl has 3 £5 notes, one £20 note, and some £10 notes. The mean amount of money per person is 80. How many £10 notes does Carl have? So there's 3 people, and the mean is 80. So on average, they've got £80 each. So 3 80s must be the total amount of money they've got. That's 240. So 240 is the total amount of money they have. So let's take away what Akhtar and Ben have. So 240, take away the 65, and take away the 100. So take away Akhtar's money, take away Ben's money. So £75 left. So £75 is what Carl has. So what's the question? How many £10 notes? So he's got 3 5s, which makes £15. He's got 120, which is £20, and some £10. So if we take away the 5s and the 20, so 75, take away 15 and take away 20, leaves £40. So he's got £40 in £10 notes. How many notes is that? That's 4 £10 notes. Question 21. Malik is going to throw a fair coin 50 times. Write down an estimate for the number of times it will land on heads. So when we throw a coin, it either lands on heads or tails, and we expect half of the time it's going to land on heads, half the time it's going to land on tails. So 25 times on heads. Paula and Simon are trying to find out if a different coin is biased. Paula throws the coin 10 times and records the number of times it lands on heads. Simon throws the same coin 100 times and records how many times it lands on heads. Whose results are more useful? So Simon, because it's more trials, the more times you throw it, the closer you're going to get to the actual probability. So Simon, because he threw the coin more times. Question 22. Here is a solid made from a square based pyramid on top and a cube on the bottom. Each edge of the solid has a length of 6 centimeters. On the centimeter grid, draw the plan, so that's the view from the top down of this solid. So it's 6 centimeters in every direction, and we've got a square base pyramid on the top. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6. So we've got a square with sides 6 if we're looking straight down on it. And then we'll also be able to see this square base pyramid. So the square base pyramid, and the point at the top of it is going to be exactly in the middle of the view looking down. So that's our plan. Question 23. Simplify n cubed times n to the power of 5. So when we multiply indices, we add the powers. So 3 plus 5 is 8. This means n times n times n, and it's multiplied by n times n times n times n times n. So we've got 8 n's multiplied together. Part B, simplify c cubed times d to the power of 4 divided by c squared d. So when we divide indices, we take away the powers. So c cubed divided by c squared. 3 take away 2 is 1. So that leaves us with just c. And d to the power of 4, take away d to the power of 1. 4 take away, so divided by d to the power of 1. So 4 take away 1 is 3. So here we had c times c times c times d times d times d times d divided by c times d. So we can cancel off 2 c's and a d, which leaves us with c d cubed left. Part C, solve. 5x over 2 is bigger than 7. So we've got an inequality sign instead of an equal sign, but we're still solving. It's still the same as solving with an equal sign. So we're going to, whatever we do to one side, we're going to do the same to the other side. So we're going to get rid of the divide by 2 first, and we can get rid of that by multiplying both sides by 2. So double both sides. That gives us 5x is bigger than 14. Then to get x by itself, at the moment it's multiplied by 5. So we do the opposite of multiplying by 5. So divide both sides by 5. So 14 over 5, which is okay as an answer. If you want a decimal, you can type it into the calculator and you get 2.8. So x is bigger than 2.8, but if you put 14 over 5, that's a perfectly good answer. Question 24. Andy cycles a distance of 30 kilometers at an average speed of 24 kilometers per hour. Then he runs a distance of 12 kilometers at an average speed of 8 kilometers per hour. Work out the total time that Andy takes. So this is a speed, distance, time question. Speed is equal to distance divided by time. And here we're working out time. So let's rearrange this. So multiply both sides by t. So speed times time is equal to distance. And then divide both sides by the speed. So time equals distance divided by speed. Sometimes you see these triangles, which you might also use. So speed, distance, time. So we're working out the time. So cover over the time, it leaves distance over speed. So this is what we're using. Time equals distance over speed. So for the cycle, time is equal to distance, 30, over speed, 24. 30 over 24 is 5 quarters, or 1.25. Now that's hours. 1.25 hours. We really want hours and minutes, so we can press this button here, the time button, and it says it's 1 hour 15 minutes. So 1 hour and 15 minutes. A quarter of an hour is 15 minutes. And for the run, the time again is distance divided by speed. So 12 divided by 8. 12 over 8 is 3 over 2, or 1.5. 1.5 hours. That's 1 hour and 30 minutes. So what's the total time? 1 hour 15 minutes plus 1 hour 30 minutes. So 1 hour 30 minutes plus 1 hour and 15 minutes is 2.75, or 2 hours 45 minutes. So 2 hours and 45 minutes. Question 25. A number m is rounded to 1 decimal place. The result is 9.4. Complete the error interval for m. So it's been rounded to 9.4. So the number below to 1 decimal place is 9.3. Above is 9.5. So our number m must have been closest to 9.4. So we look at halfway between 9.3 and 9.4, 9.35, halfway between 9.4 and 9.5, 9.45. So it must have been between 9.35 and 9.45 to round to 9.4. And you can see from the inequalities that it's bigger or equal to 9.35, but it's less than 9.45. So it can't equal 9.45, but it can go anything up to 9.45. Question 26. Maisie knows that she needs 3 kilograms of grass seed to make a rectangular lawn 5 meters by 9 meters. Grass seed is sold in 2 kilogram boxes. Maisie wants to make a rectangular lawn 10 meters by 14 meters. She has 5 boxes of grass seed. Has she got enough grass seed to make the 10 by 14 meter lawn? So we need the area here. So 5 times 9 is 45. So 45 meters squared. And that is 3 kilograms of seed. Grass seed is sold in 2 kilogram boxes. So we could work out, let's work out what a 2 kilogram box does. So if we divide by 3, so 45 meters squared is 3 kilograms. So divide it by 3. 15 meters squared, so 45 over 3 is 15. 15 meters squared is 1 kilogram of seed, so 2 kilograms of seed must be 30 meters squared, and 2 kilograms is a box. So each box does 30 meters squared. So Maisie wants to make a lawn 10 by 14 meters. So 10 times 14 is 140 meters squared. So how many boxes does she need? So how many 30s? (140) over 30 is 4.6 recurring boxes needed. She has 5 boxes. She has 5 boxes, so she has enough. 5 is bigger than 4.6 recurring. Maisie opens the 5 boxes. She finds that 4 of the boxes contain 2 kilograms of grass seed. The other box contains 1 kilogram of grass seed. Does this affect whether Maisie has enough grass seed? So she has 4 boxes with 2 kilograms. 4 boxes with 2 kilograms is 4 times 30 meters squared. That would be 120 meters squared. And then the other box is 1 kilogram, which is 15 meters squared. So that's 135 meters squared. She needs 140 meters squared. So, yes, she would only have enough to cover 135 meters squared. Question 27. Amanda has 2 fair 3-sided spinners. She spins each spinner once. complete the probability tree diagram. So probability it lands on 2, so it's fair. So they've got to have equal probabilities. So it's the probability of a 2 is 1. There's 1 2 out of 3 sides in total, 1/3. The probability it doesn't land on 2 is 2/3. So every time it's going to be 1/3 land on 2, 2/3 not landing on 2. Work out the probability spinner A lands on 2 and spinner B does not land on 2. So 1/3, when we go across the branches on the tree diagram, we times. So 1/3 times 2/3 is times the top times the bottom. We can use a calculator, but it's 2/9. Question 28. Use these graphs. So we've got 2 graphs drawn here. It says use the graphs to solve the simultaneous equations. And on a graph where the 2 graphs intersect is the solution to the simultaneous equations. So this is our solution. So x is -2 and y is 4. Part B, use the graph to find estimates of the solutions. So we've got a graph here, a quadratic graph, and it's y equals x squared minus 4x plus 2. And part B says, use the graph to find estimates for the solutions of the quadratic equation x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals 0. So where's the graph equal to 0? That's where it crosses the x-axis. So these are the solutions to the quadratic when y equals 0, and it's 0.6 and 3.4. So x is 0.6 or x is 3.4. So it crosses x at 0.6 and 3.4. Question 29. The diagram shows a solid triangular prism. The prism is made of wood with density 0.8 grams per centimeter cubed. Work out the mass of the prism. So we know density is equal to mass over volume. And we need to find the mass. So multiply both sides by V. So density times volume equals the mass. That's what we're going to use. We've been given the density. We haven't been given the volume, but we can work it out. So we've got the shape and we can work out the volume. So the volume of a prism is the area of the cross section. So the area of the shape on the front times how far back it goes. So it's the area of the triangle times the length. So the length will be 10. So the area of the triangle is half base times height. So base times height divided by 2, or half the base times the height. So half times the base times the height, and times the length, which is 10. So half times the base times the height. Half of 4 times 6 is 12. And then we're going to times that by 10, and that's 120. So it's 120 centimeters cubed. That's the volume. So now we can find the mass. The mass is the density, 0.8, times the volume, 120. 0.8 times 120, that was our last answer, is 96. And that's 96 grams.